Happy New Year's, everybody. This is Rob Gauthier, the ET Whisperer. Today we are going to do our once per monthly Metatron channeling video. Now, for those of you who have heard Metatron just a couple times, we're going to be bringing him forward once per month at least for the entirety of the 2016 year. This video specifically is going to be our first edition January video for Metatron channeling. We asked him to talk a little bit about what the new year is going to bring for us. Now, for those of you who might have heard of Metatron but haven't heard my own channeling of Metatron, Metatron sends a very specific portion of his energy through me. The part that he sends through me is the part that wants to show humanity how to live in the center. Living in the center means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. For me, what it means is living in your heart. It's the center chakra of your body's system. It's also the center of all of our relationships and our happiness when it goes to day. Now, Treb and Aridif have taught me there's two energies that exist in this world. There's love and there's fear. Love is the encompassment and embodiment of all things that evolve around being in the center and evolve around your connection with everything around you. Fear is the opposite. Fear is the negative emotions of all sorts you can always link back directly to. And fear is also the motivator of many things that we feel inside of ourselves that disconnect us. What I'm hoping that Metatron helps us with in the entirety of this new year is to bring forward our ability to shed some of that fear and focus more so on our love. So enjoy January's Metatron video, and thank you guys for watching. Greetings, salutations, 2016, the year of great coming, the year of great interpretation, the year of internal design, the year of shedding, the year of addition. All things you desire, all things you build, all things you desire to remove. We do not have insight such as many friends that you have heard that say this year will do this, this year will do that. Instead, what we would say is that you bring your own year to you, that you build your own year, that you build all of the energies leading you to this year and start anew at any point. The frustration of most of you is that while building your new year, you carry great deals of old energy with you. You carry beliefs that have held your own heart heavy for so long. You have brought forward many anticipations of growth in the last year and somehow see that you have felt short. That falling short brings you shame, disgust, many negative thoughts. What we can share with you is that all of those things you brought forward from last year can be tools to use in this year's growth. Frustration of loss. Many of you have lost either loved ones or have lost financial dependence. You have lost your homes, your cars. You have lost friendships. Many of you have lost your health. And when you didn't gain those things back or allow yourself to heal from the loss, you feel that you've been slighted. You feel that you have been perhaps misjudged or misused by those around you. You feel that the universe, God, entities within your realm were not playing fair with you. That has turned some of you towards bitterness. That has turned some of you towards shame. How can you use these things that feel so bad in your heart to give you clarity and build? How can you build upon the things that you've desired to go away? We hope to share with you, not just in this moment, but in the near future, many great ways to use those tools. Most humans, most beings who speak to humans from outside of your realms, explain to you that those things are negative, that pain and suffering are things that should not exist in your reality. What we can share with you is that they do, and they are great gifts. If you would not have lost your financial well-being, would you have not started searching for something new to replace it? Even in your financial safety, there was a sense of continued wheels turning, spinning in the mud, swimming in place. But you were content because the bills were paid, because the money and security of that money made you feel as if you did not have to step outside of your norm. Stepping outside of the normal space that you hold, stepping outside of the normal comfort that you carry is what demands growth. It is what growth uses as a tool. The comfort that you carry in certain places for things that do not lift your heart, do not make you feel as if you are in your center. Those things only are means to hold on to something that does not matter, that does not resonate. Now you can use them as your own excuse to step into a new light. We would say that there is lightness and there is darkness, but we would say more accurately that there are many shades of light, some more bright than others. Standing in the lowest and dimmest light, the comfort zones, that is still giving you a purpose. It is still teaching you. Stepping into the next grade of higher light only gives you a better vantage point. The further out into the brighter light that you step, the more tools you're given in a positive swing of moving toward your center. But let us not neglect the lower forms of light that has taught you to walk further away from the darkness. We see in your realm that when you use these tools, when you use them as vantage points or pinpointed locations within your destination, that they can ring truer to you the further away you go from them. What we mean by this is that by the time you're stepping in the brightest light that you've ever experienced, you can look back at all of the dimmer places and see the greatness from your own new vantage point, your extended seeing post. Stepping away from the darker forms of light the less litten forms of light, more precisely, can give you a great many tools. Now, practicality we must speak of before we enter how these tools can be used. When you're stepping out of a form of shame, a form of fear, a form of comfortability that you now want to move away from, you first must accept what they are. What is the comfort of staying in a job that pays you well but does not give you joy? We would say that most of you feel centered enough in security of financial means that for you it is good enough. We would say that you are aligned to yourselves and that that is only the center of an external circle. If you have hundreds of circles within a larger circle, you can find the center of any circle, but there is only one true center of the largest circle. Many of you feel comfortable stepping into smaller circles towards the outer edges. You call that your home, you call that your center being. But we know if there is any point of the day where you are feeling less than love, then it is truly not the center we are hoping to share with you. Using that as a tool, using and seeing what it is the most essential element. When you see the center of the external circle, you can then define what you are. You can define someone who is not happy, but is giving herself a false sense of happiness in order to not have to work on the harder things, not have to work on the problem ahead of you of stepping outside of your financial security and stepping inward to your true happiness. True happiness is different for all of you. Some of you find a true sense of false joy by disconnecting yourself from other things, by being mean towards others, by punishing them, by making them feel the same way that you do. Again, we know that this is not true centered energy. We know that this is only the furthest circle towards the outer point. For those of you who wish to stay there, we will not judge you. We will not look down on you. But we do promise that you will never fully feel fulfilled in your life by standing in the external circles. Seeing what you are, having the honest communication within yourself, that is essential. That is the only way towards the center. Using your financial example, you see that you're not happy. You see that you're comfortable because your physical needs are being taken care of. So how do you use that tool to step forward? By recognizing it, we would say that a part of the battle is already done. That the part of the battle that most of you struggle with, the hardest, is done. The truth is being told within yourself. The lighter pathways towards the brightest light, the purest light, is now seen. Now we must move forward to it. There are many excuses that many of you use in your time of jumping circle to circle. This is where being honest with yourself is most essential. Now that you see there are many circles, each one gaining more layers of light, more layers of centeredness for your desire, you can move towards them. The honesty within yourself is now giving you the opportunity to see the probabilities ahead of you, to see the possibilities of moving towards that center. Those of you who wish to stay in the center that you are in, staying in centers of pain and misery, there must be a point where the circle feels so tight onto you that you have no choice but to move. Some of you call this hitting your lowest point, dropping into the valley. hitting rock bottom. We assure you that all of you can live within the external circle's centers, or even on the edge of the external circles, for very long periods of time. But eventually, you must start moving towards at least the center of your localized circle. So if you have visualized all of the circles within the circle, looking at the pattern, looking at the designs that we have given you in the flowers of life, even when you are looking at something as simple as Metatron's cube, you see all of the circles heading towards the centralized circle is where we desire to take you. We are going to share a great deal of tools. We are going to share a great deal of ideals. We are going to share a great deal of our own knowledge with you to help you move towards that center throughout this year's time. By the end of 2016, we will have given you 12 variations, 12 tools, 12 centralized points to help assist mankind move towards that center. Remind yourself when standing in a lesser shade of light, there is always more light when you move towards the center. Remind yourself in comfort while you stand in the midst of an external circle, feeling partially centralized, that there is always room for less resistance. The less resistance is always found towards the center of the larger circle. The larger circle is a representation of more than just the big picture. It is a representation of the truest you. It is a representation of all things around you connecting to you, but still being in the center of yourself, still feeling all of those who connect to you. If you take the pattern, the flower of life, and extend it, and continue making it larger, you will see the matrix of life. When you look at the matrix of life, you can literally look in all directions and see circles. Even in something feeling so infinite as that, there is always a true central area. Finding that is how we desire to assist you. Salutations to all of you. We will bring forward more of our own energy as you share yours, meeting in the center. Thank you.